Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda. Today we have Millie of Millie and the Miltones.
Ooh.
And is the billing of the band different than didn't it used to just be the Miltones?
Well, yes, we changed it because whenever we did shows, people could never anticipate who was actually playing. If
Right.
it was Millie Tabak, or is it going to be the full band? So we figured it would be easier if it was just Millie Tabak and the Miltones.
Okay.
And then we could separate it. So
Right.
if I ever do solo shows, then you'll know that it's just mine.
Okay,
Just
very
me.
good.
Yes.
And your previous album came out like what, a couple of years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Same lineup or?
Same lineup, same guys. So actually, the only difference now is that we have Chip Matthews, who's the bass player for us.
Uh-huh.
That was because Chris Marshall, he's in Miss June.
Yes,
and he was
is.
really busy.
Yeah,
so,
I can imagine he would
yeah,
be.
he was going everywhere. I think he was in the States at the time of recording. So we pulled in Chip Matthews, and that was awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Because I know Chris he plays with all sorts of people.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
And he did write a lot of the bass lines for the songs too. So.
But so does your drummer, Tom. He plays with all sorts of people.
Oh my gosh, he does. He is. Sometimes I look at all the guys in my band. Well, and Guy Harrison, who
Yeah.
you've probably seen up here 1,000 times.
Probably.
They're all in so many different bands.
Yep. Well,
but
that's
I
all
love
right.
that.
At least I know where the place is.
Exactly, and it all plays into our music. So yeah,
exactly.
it's good. Yeah.
All right, so I read some of the promotional material surrounding the album.
Yes.
And it's called Honest Woman, by the way. And I discerned that you were heavily influenced by the Muscle Shoals sound
Yes.
back in the day, and that got me thinking about Muscle Shoals, and of course that's where Aretha went down there and played, and
know.
Etta James and
Yeah.
Wilson Pickett and all those guys. But I found one that I didn't think you might know. Is Cher's Muscle Shoals album.
And I love her. Look how beautiful she is.
She is. 3614 Jackson Highway. That's the address of Muscle Shoals.
I wish our vinyl looked like that now, to be honest.
And there's a little Cher.
That's so beautiful.
So have you ever
she's
heard this
stunning.
record?
I've never heard this record, no.
It's just her doing, like, For What It's Worth, Keep Me Hanging On, The Dock of the Bay.
Oh, so she does just a whole bunch of covers on this one.
Lay Baby Lay, not Lay Lady Lay. But yeah, Cry Like a Baby, Do Right Woman. It's got to be amazing. It's an amazing record.
Oh, I want to listen to it. Oh, you have to play it for us after.
We'll play it after
Yeah,
we're done.
Do that.
Yeah,
Do that.
okay. But let's go back to your record now. So it's an 8-track record. You
It's
recorded.
got 9 tracks. Sorry, 9 tracks.
did
Maybe there was one that didn't make it on the vinyl or something. No,
It's very
kidding.
possible. But I was hoping maybe we could before you're going to sing a song from the record.
Yes.
But before you do that, maybe we'll just run through them so that
Yeah.
people can know what to expect when they hear it.
I'd love that.
And it starts out with the title track, Honest Woman.
Yes, so Honest Woman was basically, I actually wrote the guitar part for that song when we were recording down in Littleton when we did our first record.
Right?
And then I sort of recycled that song one day with Guy in the band, and we were sitting there playing, and he came up with this really beautiful verse, and Honest Woman sort of started to flourish from there. But it was sort of a song that I had written for an ode to myself, because after...
Somebody's got to write them,
I
right?
know, got to write something for me. I think just after, I had a few kind of hard years after my dad had passed away,
Right.
and I think we talked about it last time. My dad was an alcoholic, and my mum had slowly sort of gone through that too, and I had a lot of stuff to deal with there, and I just didn't know who I was, and
Yep.
finally hit the wall and was like, who am I? And I just wanted to write a song about me finally finding things that made me feel good, and that's how Honest Woman came out. So yeah,
Cool.
that's my song.
All righty.
Yeah.
So the next song, is it called Cognac? Or
Cognac.
Because I think on the thing that got sent, it was spelled differently than normal. And I was like, is that the way it's supposed to be or not? And then I have a bottle in my room, and I know it's like, nope, that's how you really spell it.
I hope we've got it right on the record then.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, so that song, that was kind of a funny one. And again, this was another song that I'd kind of recycled from the past. And
Does that happen a lot?
it
You
does,
have
I think
little
you
bits
move
and
away.
pieces laying
You
around?
do. You have songs that you really love, and then you go back to them, and then you sort of put like a whole new flame behind it. And I played that song with the boys, and the boys, we wrote that song together more or less. So I kind of had this idea, and then went into the room with them when we finished that one off. And
It's kind of nice guitar bit, you know.
yeah, Liam sounds really great in it. And it was a really sultry sounding kind of song, and it's quite flirty, and it's sort of more about, fantasy about stealing someone's man, but then at the end, They never do. They were just dreaming it the whole time. So yeah, that was quite a random song.
Now we'll skip over to the next song because that's the one you're going to perform, I
Yes.
believe. So
Yep.
we'll go to Innocence.
Yep.
All right. And is that a slide guitar I heard in there?
Yeah, that is. It's Liam on slide. And then that was actually one of the tracks that we brought percussion in as well. So we had congas in it. And we did a lot of recording, not only at Roundhead Studios, where we did the whole live take. So we recorded the record live onto tape.
Right.
And I wanted it to be a live sounding record, much like the Muscle Shoals thing.
Yep.
And we decided that, hey, you know, we can do some like slight overdubs back in the little studio I have out the back, which Tom, who you're just talking about, does a lot of recording out the back.
Right.
So we got Kurt Dyer in, and it was so much fun. We had to bring all kinds of crazy percussion instruments in, and he played congas on that, and you can hear it in Innocence, and I love it. I love listening to that.
Very good.
I think at the beginning we started making that record, I went, we've got to have congas somewhere, and and then Innocence sort of came along, and I thought this is the right song to do it, and that song actually as well, I kind of got a lot of that Give Me Shelter. I got a lot of inspiration from Give Me Shelter as well, from like the Rolling Stones, which kind of gave me some of that like Muscle Shoals.
Well, they spent some time in Muscle Shoals as well.
They did. I think they did Wild Horses.
Wild Horses, exactly right.
Yeah. And I heard Give Me Shelter, and I thought Innocence would be the right moment to kind of take inspiration from that. So yeah, that was Innocence.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, was this Livin' Up the Night? Is that the next one?
Oh, Liven
Up the Night. Sorry, I can't read my own writing.
No, you're fine. Yeah, it's very beautiful handwriting.
Yeah, right.
So
left-handed, what can I say?
Oh, you're like Liam. See, and Liam struggles because he never gets amazing guitars.
Right.
And he gets so upset. So now he's a pedal nerd. But yeah.
Okay.
But Liven Up the Night, that's more of my sort of female empowerment song. You've got to have one of them on the record.
All right.
And that's just about being true to yourself and just going out there and sort of grabbing life and following in the footsteps that you need to, not being anything for anybody else. Just, being true to yourself.
All righty. Then that moves us to Rome.
So again, that's kind of a throwback to my dad and my mum and just the hard times, sort of, again, not really knowing who I was and feeling like I'd kind of been left behind when everybody else was moving on with life when I was about 18. And years afterwards, I just didn't really know who I was or where I was going or what I was doing, and just was really struggling with depression. And they were hard times, and it was really nice to have kind of an angsty song to catch that. And again, I wrote this song with the band too. Yeah,
because it starts out kind of slow and then builds up. Yeah. I can imagine live it's got to be pretty good by the time it gets to the end, right?
I cannot wait to play live. These songs live are so much
Have you played any of them yet?
Yeah, we actually had a rehearsal the other night.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it felt really good. After not playing for like 6 or so months, I went, I forgot these are really fun songs to play. Yeah, and that one's a really great song. And Liam in the beginning of that, when you hear him play guitar, it's just beautiful. And there's a sneaky little surprise at the end of that song too, which I like.
Yes. Then we have Running Your Mouth.
Yeah.
All right.
That's okay.
There's got to be a story behind that. Who's it about?
Well, basically it was just, it was a song that I had written because I was getting, you get frustrated with things when you were in this industry, and you get frustrated with certain people, and I had just written a song just to kind of, I don't know, maybe throw the middle finger at a little bit. It was a little bit naughty. And whenever I listen to that song, I kind of always think of someone throwing a lasso in the air and catching someone and like pulling them to the side.
Kind of a Katie Lang kind of vibe.
Yeah. It's I really love that song. And actually it was funny because Guy and I wrote that together, and we were in the band room, and we had listened to a whole bunch of Carole King that morning, and we were playing, like all these like really nice sounding Carole King style songs, and then Guy just sort of started to throw some swing, and then we were like, this is like a really fun bluesy song, and then came Running Your Mouth, and I had already had these really pissed off angsty lyrics that I just like thrown in there
somewhere, right?
Yeah, and then became Running Your Mouth, which I thought was really fitting and so fun when you hear the horns on it. I just love that track.
And the piano's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
It's very kind of jazzy near the end there.
The old piano stab in there. Yeah, it's very cool. Guy is, he's a legend.
I got to say, I've seen you guys a bunch of times, and watching those guys play is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're so impressive.
They just get going, don't they?
I know they do. I think that's what I like too, though, is that sometimes I stand in the middle and I kind of go, what am I doing up here? And I look across at the boys and think, holy hell, these guys are amazing. They really are. And I love it when they sort of battle each other. And and then I step back, I step out of the way, and I let them do their thing, and it's so much fun. You don't want to get hit with anything. No. Yeah, they're amazing.
And then we have Why Don't You Love It?
Why Don't You Love It? Yeah.
And that's got some horns too, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And actually, I did a lot of singing. When we were doing the pre-production for the record, I had talked to Sandy Mill, and I had said, Sandy, I'd really love you to, sit in our band room with me. and help me out with some harmonies because I just love your voice. Because I mean, she's amazing.
Yep.
And so Sandy would come and sit with me, and I think it would be like a Wednesday every week for like 6 or so weeks. She would sit with me, we'd have lunch, and we'd sit down, and then we'd go out into this band room and we'd try different harmonies. And she sounds amazing on it. But I wanted that song to be really gospel and kind of like Bob Seger.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know, like Night Moves. I
Yep.
kind of wanted a bit of that on there, and she just nails that song so much. And again, this is another song that was written with the band, and I just love all of us on that track as well. It just feels so nice. And
I just saw Sandy at a record fair over the weekend.
oh, did you? She's such a badass.
Yeah.
And how she's a DJ. I love it. Yeah. So, and actually, she'll be joining us because we have a show next.
It's at the Tuning Fork,
yeah,
right?
the Tuning Fork on the 15th, and she'll be there doing harmonies on stage.
Oh,
with
good.
us.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she'll be there for that.
Now, is there another song that I'm forgetting?
Oh goodness, I don't know if I can remember off the top of my head. Guys, let me see.
I haven't got it here because I've ran out.
I know, that'll do. That'll do.
There may be a bonus track.
yeah. A surprise for everybody.
So is it coming out on vinyl and all that stuff
It is.
as well?
Well, because we wrote this, basically I wrote this record so that it would be a vinyl record. I wanted people to take it out and listen to it and be able to hear the production.
Yeah.
Because we did record it live to tape. That was the whole procedure behind this record.
Yep.
So I actually got to see it for the first time this morning, our vinyl, in the flesh. And it was so, it's beautiful. I'm so
Can't
proud
wait to
of
see it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it. All right, so we got one more song to talk about, which is the one you're going to play for us.
Yes.
It's called Hey Sister.
Yeah. So Hey Sister is such a special song to me and my family. Basically, I wrote that song about my great aunties, and they were both sisters. One of them was a spinster, and she was a nurse, and she was a really amazing woman, smoked like a chimney. Auntie Chubby, we used to call her.
Oh my God.
Auntie Chubby. She was a real doll, you know. She's a hard case.
Right.
And then there was Auntie Grace, and Auntie Grace was also a nurse, and she was a bowler from the New Zealand women's cricket team, and she actually played a test match against the English. It would have been in the early 50s or something.
Right.
She was a remarkable woman. So yeah, she was a nurse, and she was the matron at Mount Eden prison, and when she died, the whole prison cell actually sang Amazing Grace.
Aww.
Because they loved her so much.
That's fantastic.
But she was also gay.
Right.
She was a lesbian, and I found out last year that she went to Hamner Springs and had conversion therapy.
Oh.
And I was shocked. I couldn't believe that was her story.
Yeah.
And because she was such a remarkable woman, and I think at the end,
Times were different back then.
Times were
weren't they?
so different.
Yeah.
And at the end of her therapy, actually, my uncle was telling me that they said to her, maybe you just are who you are. And she ended up, when she passed away, she actually still ended up being with her lifelong partner, who was Auntie Marg, which
Excellent.
is really sweet.
That's great.
So Hey Sister is about the sisters sitting there talking to each other, and one of them saying, I haven't had the love of a man, because she was a spinster, and the other one's kind of saying, well, same.
Fantastic.
And it's just about them and their bonds together, and they were so close.
Right.
And unfortunately, Auntie Grace died when she was like 57 or something. She was really young.
Smoking will do that.
Yeah. So basically, I just wanted to do a song to them and their special bond, and yeah.
Well, thank you for coming here and telling us all about it, and we're going to hear the song, and we'll see you on stage at the Tuning Fork shortly. I can't wait to see that.
Oh my gosh, August 15th.
As many shows as we can get. So,
yes, I can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
Cool,
all
thanks,
right,
Marty.
Thank you very much.
Yay! Okay.
sit in silence, waiting for him. Hey, sister, is my love dead? I haven't tender love runs free. Yeah, that holster, it had a hold on me. These rose tinted eyes, they were lit surprise, waiting patiently. So hey, sister, it's my birthday. I haven't had the love that they made. So hey, sister, why ain't it feel? Why won't love come near? Love, love, only love, only love, love, only love, only. Ooh, love, love, only love, only. Ooh, love, love, only love, only. Love, love, only love, only love, love. It's only love. So hey, sister, it's my love day, and I haven't had the love that they made. So hey, sister, why ain't it feel? Why won't love come Yay!